Good afternoon, guys. The title of the lesson is Thank God for the Rain. Now, we should all thank God for the rain. There are some days where people are like they would rather it not rain, or some people say they don't like rain. Part of the reason some people say they don't like rain is because it may make the weather colder, especially if it's in the winter or fall time. Or if you have arthritis, then it can make your body hurt more and make you in pain. But rain is a blessing from God, and we all need rain. We need to thank God when He gives us rain. God is the one who gives us rain. Rain comes from the sky. Obviously, if you learn in school, you know how it works and how it's made. And God created everything, and He knows how everything works. And don't complain when God sends you rain. Be thankful. Just think about other people in other countries where they may have drought happen a lot. Like if we don't have rain a good amount, then we're gonna start to have drought, and the air is gonna be hot, and we're gonna be hot, and then things won't start to grow and things will start to die. There's some countries that have an abundance of rain, yet some that don't. So first I want to go to Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 12. Deuteronomy 28:12 says, "The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure, the heaven, to give the rain unto thy land in his season, and to bless all the work of thine hand, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow." So this is what it's talking about. It says, "The Lord shall open unto thee his good treasure." This is talking about certain days when God says, okay, today I'm going to have it rain. When He has the clouds open up, and He can even send rain, from heaven. Heaven's right way above, way past outer space. And it says, He shall open unto thee his good treasure. That's His good treasure, rain. Rain has many benefits. And so instead of complaining when it rains, we should be happy and we should be thankful. And it says, the heaven to give the rain unto thy land in his season. Meaning when God gives us rain, we should be thankful. And one of the reasons He gives it to us is for our land. So our land's not super dry, doesn't start cracking. So it's nice and lush and healthy. And we can use rain for many other things. We can, as we get rain, we don't want, obviously, the oceans and the rivers and the streams and all that to dry up. But we get water somehow, and whenever we drink clean water, we have it purified. And so God does, on a continual basis, has rain come down. It says, the work of thine hand, and thou shalt lend unto many nations, and thou shalt not borrow. So when God gives many nations rain, they shall not borrow. He gives rain to many nations, and we don't have a certain area where He's like, okay, I'm going to give this, only these nations some. It sometimes depends on the area you're at. And there's sometimes where God will not send rain because if a nation's not doing what they're supposed to do, or people are being evil. It even says in the Bible when God withheld rain from some people for about 3 years because they would not turn to Him and they were not obeying Him. So, and then they learned how thankful they should be for rain. Some of them were Christians, some were not, though. I want to turn to Psalm 104, verse 13. Psalm chapter 104, verse 13 says, He watereth the hills from His chambers. The earth is satisfied with the fruit of thy works. So that's just simply talking about that God waters the earth. That's watering it with rain. That's what it's talking about there. And it says the earth is satisfied, meaning the earth is healthy. The earth feels good because the earth is growing because of the rain. And because God made it that way, and that's the process for it. And it says with the fruit of thy works, meaning whenever it's raining, you get fruit labor, whatever you're like planting or sowing. And if you have not just the fertilizer to it and not just the seed itself, but if you have rain and not just sunshine, but if you have the rain, then it helps it to grow. Next passage, turn to Ezekiel 34, verse 26. Ezekiel 34:26 says, And I will make them and the places round about my hill a blessing, and I will cause the shower to come down in his season. There shall be showers of blessing. So you've literally heard that song, "There shall be showers of blessing." That's talking about when God has rain come down. And, that's a blessing to have rain. But it's also speaking in a different way. It means many of our blessings are as showers of rain. We have many blessings that we can think about every day. God blesses us with so much, and sometimes we don't think about everything, but we should at least think about some things every day. Remember all the blessings that He's given us and provided us with. So it's talking about, again, upon the hill, and will cause the shower to come down. God is the one who can cause it to come down. He can stop the rain when He wants, and He can make it start raining again when He wants. God has control of everything. Turn to, the next passage will be James 5, verse 17 and 18. James chapter 5, verse 17 and 18 says, "And the prayer of faith," not that one. "Elias was a man subject to like passions as we are, and he prayed earnestly that it might not rain, and it rained not on the earth by the space of 3 years and 6 months. And he prayed again, and the heaven gave rain, and the earth brought forth her fruit." So this is the story I'm talking about, where Elias, that's Elijah, is talking about where he asked the Lord earnestly for it to stop raining, because he wanted to get attention of the king and the other people, because he wouldn't listen. And so he'd also show how real God is. And then, after 3.5 years, actually it wasn't 3 years, it was 3.5 years, then he asked the Lord for it to rain again. And then after those 3.5 years, it began to rain, and it rained more than ever. And it says in the Bible, in another passage, it says as soon as it started raining that much, that Elijah started running. He just booked it. He just started running as fast as he could. The funny thing was, he started running, and then the king was trying to get away in his chariot, and Elijah was way faster than him. It's a funny image to think about, but that's a real story that happened in the Bible. Next, I want to go to Isaiah 44, verse 3. It says, "For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, and floods upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offspring." So this is again God talking. He will pour water upon him that is thirsty. All of us who are thirsty, He will give us rain. But He's also talking spiritually. If we will pray to Him and ask Him for certain things, He will give us those things. Maybe not exactly what we want every time or in the exact way we think. He'll give us what we need and what's best for us. Now, sometimes God does give people things they ask for, and then they regret it, and they didn't really want it. Because sometimes it's just immediate satisfaction. And you have to be willing to wait on the Lord. It says, and the floods upon the dry ground. When the ground gets dry again, He can make it moist again and make it not crack. It says, "I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offspring." So your seed of your family, He will bless your family if you will do what He wants. If you will read His word, pray to Him, do what He wants you to do. If you're doing the right thing, He will bless you. He will bless your seed and many things to come. Next, I want to go to Isaiah 45, verse 8 says, "Drop down, ye heavens from above, and let the skies pour down righteousness. Let the earth open, and let them bring forth salvation. And let righteousness spring up together. I, the Lord, have created it." So again, it says there, the Lord has created the rain. He has blessed us with it. And He can command it when to come down from the heavens, from above, and let the skies pour out their righteousness, pour out the good rain. Let the earth open up with rain and bring forth salvation. Ultimately, getting saved, salvation is the most important thing. We should be thankful for many things and be thankful for rain and many things God blesses us with. But the main thing, the best thing you could ever thank God for, and the best blessing, is if you decide to put your faith and trust in Jesus, is if you decide to get saved. That's the best blessing ever. You should be thankful for your salvation. And let's see. The next chapter I want to go to is in Isaiah as well. It's Isaiah chapter 30, verse 23. Let's see. Isaiah 30, verse 23 says, "Then shall he give the rain of thy seed, that thou shalt sow the ground withal, and bread of the increase of the earth, and it shall be fat and plenteous. In that day shall thy cattle feed in large pastures. So this is, again, now this is talking more in a physical sense. It's talking about how God will bless us. He will bless us, like whether crops, our food, our water, so our animals can eat, and they can be healthy, and then just our green pastures, wherever the land that we live on, so it's healthy. He will bless us with all of that. And he has control over when it can come down. And he will increase us abundantly if we're doing what he asks us to do. And those who are doing right, he will bless them even more. It says, even in the Bible says, though, God tells us, bless them that bless you, or bless them that bless you. But also, it says, even those who curse you, and I'm just paraphrasing, it says, even those who curse you, you should still bless them. But, let's see, Isaiah 55, verse 10. Sorry for that there. I should have looked it up in the Bible. That just came to my mind, though, just so you know I was paraphrasing there. Isaiah 55:10 says, For as the rain cometh down, and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater. So again, it's talking about, these are some similar passages, a lot of them. And a lot of them are found in the book of Isaiah. So I'm out. Rain cometh down again, and it's saying even as the snow. Now obviously, Resona made snow has rain in it too, it has water. Water, rain is water basically. And then there's also water in snow, there's water in ice. So if it's talking about everything. God created all of the elements. It says, water the earth and make it bring forth and bud. So all the flowers that start to grow because of the sunshine and the rain and everything, they start to bud, they start to bloom and start to grow. Next one I want to go to is Psalm 147, verse 8. Psalm chapter 147, verse 8 says, Who covereth the heaven with clouds, who prepareth rain for the earth, who maketh grass to grow upon the mountains. So this is kind of a question, but it's at the same time, it's kind of like praising God. This is a chapter about praising God. And they're praising God for many things in this chapter, but of course I'm talking about the rain. It's talking about covereth the heaven with clouds. Well, the rain comes from the clouds, of course. Here it says, who prepareth the rain for the earth. Well, God does. God knows when the rain's going to come down, and he has certain times where he blesses us with even more rain. There are some days where we are praying for rain and we end up getting rain because God hears our prayers. And I know I did that like a month ago. I prayed literally the night before because it hadn't rained here in a long time. It had only rained here like 3 times. And I'm used to seeing it more back home. And yet literally the next day it rained. It didn't only rain though, it rained almost all day and a lot. And it wasn't just that. It wasn't like really cold. It was a little warm. And it just felt so nice, and it felt like a really good day. And I answered my prayer. But many people were like upset about it, but I was so excited. And when I told some people that I had prayed for it, some people thought that was really cool, and some people were like, really, why'd you have to do that? I'm like, oh, God answered my prayer. That was even something as small as that really mattered to me. And it says, and who maketh grass to grow upon the mountains? God does. He maketh everything. The grass, the flowers, the rain, everything. And again, for the grass to grow, you have to have the rain, not just the sunshine. Then Matthew 5:45. Matthew 5:45 says, let's see, where's that? That ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. For he maketh his sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth rain on the just and on the unjust. So again, like I was talking about earlier, God will send rain to the just and the unjust. Those who are doing wrong, he will send rain to them. And sometimes it will be worse than that. It could be a hurricane or a tsunami. And it doesn't mean because that happens to all people or certain people in certain countries, like all those people that are doing wrong. Sometimes there's punishment to other people, just like when God flooded the earth many years ago. And all those who wouldn't listen and get on the ark with Noah and his sons and his wife and his sons' wives, they ended up dying because they wouldn't trust what God had said and they wouldn't get on the ark. And so but after God flooded the earth, he he had a rainbow. He created a rainbow, and that was a sign to show that he would never flood the earth again. By the way, a lot of these perverted people nowadays in America or wherever in the world, society has taken the rainbow and changed it to represent something else bad. You know, the LGBTQ community. That's just wrong and that's sick. It does not represent that. In fact, their rainbow has 6 colors, but God's rainbow has 7. God made the rainbow to show us that he would never flood the earth again. It was a promise. It's not this to represent this vile lifestyle that the world thinks it is, or that they change it into. Just like the word gay, it literally used to mean happy. And it's literally, if you look back in old books and old literature, even learn about that, it will show you what the actual meaning was. Now, I don't use it today because of what most society knows it as or thinks of it as. But it's just crazy how our world has changed so much. And we need to remember that the rainbow is a promise from God that he would never flood the earth again. The rainbow is not man's. It is God's. Just had to put that out there. Because it's very serious. And I'm not joking. I'm serious. I don't like how people have changed that. It's a wicked lifestyle for people to think that. And them to take, and that's just proof that they're just trying to take something of God's and change it into something else. And a lot of the world doesn't even know what it used to be. Then I want to turn to Acts chapter 14, verse 17. Acts 14:17 says, Nevertheless, he left not himself without witness, in that he did good, and gave us rain from heaven and fruitful seasons, filling our hearts with food and gladness. So again there it's talking about that the Lord, he gave us rain from heaven. God is the one who provides the rain, and he gave us fruitful seasons. You know, he gave us spring, summer, winter, and fall, a good balance of each. And to be honest, rain happens in any of those seasons. It may feel different. So God can bless us all year round, and he knows that we need it. And of course, rain will look different in many forms throughout those seasons. But God knows what we needed. And he says, filling our hearts with food and gladness. You know, for food to produce and to grow, it needs to have rain as well. And, I mean, of course, food is very important. And water is the most important drink for you, and it's healthy for you too. So God made the best for us. Now, there's some people who don't even like water, or they'd rather not drink it and they drink other stuff that's worse for them. But it's good. It makes sense that God literally made rain for us to most of us to have access to, because it's the best drink for you and it's the healthiest for you. By the way, drink plenty of water. Then I want to turn to Genesis 9:14 through 15. Let's see here, almost there. Pages are sticking a little bit. Genesis chapter 9, verse 14 to 15 says, And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. And I will remember my covenant which is between me and you and every living creature of all flesh. And the waters shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. So this is what I was just talking about, just like a couple minutes ago. And it says, first it says, And it shall come to pass, when I bring a cloud over the earth, so the clouds, you know where rain comes from, that the bow shall be seen in the cloud. The bow there that it's talking about is a rainbow. We call it a rainbow. In the Bible, God calls it a bow. But we call it a rainbow because whenever a rainbow is made, it's when the sun and the rain hit at a certain angle. And then they produce the beautiful colors of the rainbow in the sky. So that's why we call it a rainbow. So this is what God's talking about here in his word. It says, And I will remember my covenant. This is saying God will remember his promise. And it says, which is between me and you, talking about you and me and God, and every living creature of all flesh, everyone, and the water shall no more become a flood to destroy all flesh. So that's God's promise saying clearly right there that he will never flood the earth again. He promised us he wouldn't, and he gave us the rainbow as a sign that he would never flood the earth again. Last passage I want to go to is Psalm 65, verse 9 through 10. Here. There's many more places in the Bible about rain, but I just had to do a few because, I kind of already go over time a little bit anyway. So, Psalm chapter 65, verse 9 and 10 says, Thou visitest the earth and waterest it. Thou greatly enrichest it with the river of God, which is full of water. Thou preparest them corn, when thou hast so provided for it. Thou waterest the ridges thereof abundantly. Thou settlest the furrows thereof, and thou makest it soft with showers. Thou blessest the springing thereof. So there's a lot of information there, talking about how God just blesses us with rain. He blesses us with rain that, can help our crops and our food grow, so we have water to drink, and that all of the, our property and the land will be healthy and grow, and that how much God's blessed us with. He uses rain and that rain is a blessing. So here's a couple things that rain is good for. Is one, it gives people water to drink. Water is the best drink for you, obviously, and we need water to survive. We can go a certain amount of time without food, but water you can't go very long without. And it says give, and also to what is it here? Oh yeah, give animals water and food to drink too, because if we have animals to take care of, whether they're a pet or they're raised as food that we're going to eat, so they're healthy and strong, and so that they can live too. Then to wash your hands, it's good to clean your hands and just to get clean. Then it makes the rainbow, God's promise from us, or God's promise to us, I should say. And now even after that, still even not even like it was back in Bible times, but God still does it today. And I think also He just knows that we enjoy it, and that we think it's very beautiful. Tons of people take rainbow pictures. Sometimes there's a double rainbow. I know I have one of that I took last year exactly on my birthday, so I thought that was pretty cool. And it rained on my birthday too, and kind of thundered, so I was so excited. It actually poured rain that day. And then it cools us down in the summer. It helps us sleep. Some people helps them sleep anyway. Most people it does. It's kind of relaxing, even though it's kind of loud, but it kind of shuts out all the other sounds. And then cleans our clothes, obviously if you're washing clothes, because this is in general water, but we're, rain coming down. We can go, and then you can go swimming, it rains more in the pool, whatever. Helps clean the air of all the dust and the dirt, and helps us to breathe better. Can be purified into clean water for us to drink. Puddles, some people for fun, to jump in. And then water parks, places to cool down, to have fun. But obviously if you go to a water park, make sure it's decent. It's a hard thing to find someone or find a place where it is decent. And then you can get good pictures. That's just my ultimate opinion, is that you can get good pictures in the rain. Whether before it starts to rain, you could tell in the sky, or during when it's raining. Some people may not want to be out in the rain. They use an umbrella or raincoat. Generally, I just want to get wet in the rain. I really don't care. Like literally, I will ride my bike in the rain and it'll go super fast and I won't even spin out or fall. I just love it. It's so much fun. But ultimately, thank God for the rain. Don't complain when God sends rain. God has a reason for everything He does, and He wants to bless us, and it's a blessing to have rain. There's some countries that don't get rain very often, or some that don't at all. So be thankful for the rain and all the many reasons, all the many things that rain is good for. So I love you guys, and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.